It's showtime in state-controlled Britain. Here I am at 5 p.m. Many people want to watch other people, and that's fine by me. So I'm here at 5 p.m. and I'm doing that for you, really, and also for me, so I can finish early. It's great. But with me, I've got Lee Copus. Lee, hello.
Hello. How you doing, mate? All right?
Yeah, I'm doing great, actually. And yeah, pretty excited, actually, to try a new time after many years. I'm nearly 6 years of doing 7 p.m. I think it's great to actually change things up. Yeah, you got your blue blockers on, which is
I've been editing today. My eyes are feeling it, actually. I couldn't wait to get these on. So
Yeah.
it's amazing how much I feel. You know how people go carnivore? They think they become more sensitive, which isn't true, really. What happens is we sort of come away from certain compounds. If you try and introduce them back in after, say, 3 months, your body's like, whoa, what is this? You know, and it's the same. When I started wearing these, if I'm editing relentlessly throughout the day, you know, Sundays is kind of like an editing day. I'm not exactly cleaning windows, you know. So I spend a little bit more time on the screens, and I feel it. I absolutely feel it. And so often my body's like, just put the glasses on. It's still a bit light outside, and I still stick them on. So.
Yeah. I just looked out my window, but realised I put my blind down, so I couldn't tell you what it is here. Yeah, so if people want to ask a question, they can, by the way. Just put a Q in front of it, or a QQQ, so it really pops out. Super chats are always welcome. Talking about reintroducing foods, Michaela Peterson is declaring she's not carnivore anymore, even though 95% of her diet is. So what do you make of it?
That's pretty carnivorous. If we think about what we sort of label certain animals as carnivores, often they consume 60, 70, 80, 85, maybe 90%. But if you're consuming 95% animal nutrition, mostly ruminant meat, you're definitely carnivore. There's no question. So what did she introduce? I think it was a bit of rocket salad or something.
Rocket. Yes, ginger and cooked greens. She's just talking about mango, and she tried avocado, but that didn't do well for her. But after 8 years, I mean, what does that shows? That carnivore heals you. I think it's a great experiment. Nothing else healed her.
She was still struggling in the initial stages of sort of getting into carnivore, keeping greens and things like that in. So for sure, this is just testament to carnivore, the healing powers of meat and getting the gut sealed and giving your body everything that it needs to become more healthy and robust. She must have pretty good integrity of her gut. She's sort of claimed that back, if you like. I think that must be the case. If she's consuming certain compounds that she hasn't eaten for a long time and she's okay, she's not sort of flagging up with negative symptoms, then good for her, more power for her. But I will just say I'm not really interested in adding any kind of rocket salad in. I always remember it just tasted way too bitter for me. You'd have all these sort of salad marinades and things you would add to it to try and make it taste a bit better. But good for her. That's what she wants to do.
Yeah, I mean, I have no problem with people wanting to reintroduce foods. It always does make me scratch my head and think, well, that got you very unhealthy in the first place. I think partly I'd be a little bit worried. And, if it takes 8 years to get rid of an issue, over the next 8 years, is she going to build up an issue that's going to come back to bite her? I don't know. I wish her very well, personally.
Me too, yeah. Hopefully not. Hopefully she can deal with these plant compounds. We're talking about different forms of nutrients as well. The physiology changes, the biology changes in the body, the activity, what's going on. I personally don't feel like I want to do that anytime soon. That's not my goal. My goal was to address my depression, and I feel like I got some great answers, and I feel like I'm in a better place. And it just makes me want to continue talking about this, trying to spread the word and inspire other people, plant seeds and get people on the right track. So I love my sugar, but I think that's a real problem. So I don't think my aim is to try and get healthy and then sabotage myself by including a load of sugar. I understand where certain people are coming from, but we're all different.
I think the irony of you saying you want to plant seeds is quite funny.
Yeah, steak seeds. Yes. Oh my goodness. I have to talk about a steak I had last night. You wouldn't believe it. Like, even 3.5 years in to carnivore, you would not imagine I would react to a steak the way I did yesterday. I was thinking, like, this might be the best steak I've ever had. I bought a bone and rolled sirloin roast, and I did it on the barbecue, and I did it just to perfection. I ate it late, and it was just unbelievable. I could not stop talking about it after every mouthful. And so if people think it's extreme and restricted, it's really not. It's just, I'm living the dream eating this red meat. So
yeah, and I think it's, I mean, I still experiment, and I had a herb fed chicken tonight, actually. Chicken tonight. I think there's a song about that. And oh, it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. And I'm not a real fan of chicken, so it's always surprising. So let's do some name checks just for people that are here from Sweden. Ricard, Lorraine is just saying hello. Hello, is it me you're looking for? Yes, there you go. Cami saying hello. That's great. Gibby Jones, great name. Fatty beef and goat cheese for breakfast. Carnivore is cool. Yeah. Miria, I will be able to pronounce that one day properly. Hello, everyone. Dan Dare, the superhero. Hi, guys. That's good. Jay Bigger, sunny but frozen Michigan here. Central Florida, Celeste Biggs, well, nice to see you. Hello from snowy Staten Island, which is good. Nicole, hi. Oh, that's very good. And Vernon, the Wolf supporter. Hello, chaps. So that's pretty good. Yeah, so everyone there is all around the world, actually. Lee, where do you find most of your followers come from?
I would say mostly the States. Then I think it falls to sort of Great Britain. And then I think sort of Canada and Australia, then perhaps India and some random places all over, but mostly the States and the UK, Australia, things like that.
Yeah, does it surprise you when you get people from all around the world, though?
Certain places, absolutely. You get someone from Honduras and you just think, oh, wow, how did you find me? It's amazing, but it's kind of cool to connect with people like that, especially when you get in touch and you can kind of affect them and mark them, their lives. Isn't that amazing that, sitting over here in the UK, you can do that to someone. You can change someone's life by getting them on the right track. You just have one conversation that changes everything. So I think it's pretty magical. Yeah.
Yeah. So here's a question. Did you have Sarah Pugh on your channel at some point?
I did. I've got to do round 2 with Sarah Pugh, and I keep meaning to get in contact. It's been a while now. This was before the last Ancestral Health Festival. And that's when I met her in person, and I keep saying, we've got to do round 2, but it's difficult, to schedule to free up your time. The
reason I ask is because this question I think relates to Sarah. So, well, not Sarah, but what Sarah talks about. Let's go for this. So, how long do you need to leave water in the sun, and how long does the water remain structured in the fridge? A structured water or easy exclusion zone water, which is something she puts in the sunlight. I mean, what do you know of that?
I personally just keep it outside, especially in weather like this. It's cool, and so the water's always nice and cold. So I just keep it out there and put it just outside my porch. So when I'm thirsty, I just go and open the door and take a few sips, kind of thing, and that's it. But I actually don't know how long it would stay structured for. I think the moment you probably take it in and put it in your fridge, things start to change. So, I wouldn't worry about it too much. I think it's not necessarily at the top of any kind of health hierarchy in terms of hacks and things to address. But I think if you just structure it and take some sips outside when it's like this, if you bring it in and put it in the fridge, I don't think it's the end of the world. Most people are drinking pretty poor quality water, let's face it. So.
Yeah, I mean, I've had her on, and I think it was something like she leaves it in the fridge overnight, which I guess, like 6 to 8 hours. So that would be my guess.
Sure.
And I don't think she had like an expiry date. I think once she'd done it, I think it stayed structured for days, I think. But I couldn't tell you explicitly what she said because it was a long time ago. But yeah. So Dan Dare, which is a great name, isn't it? I have an issue that after 1 year does not seem to be addressed. I have very cold hands and feet and have always been a bit tired. No get up and go. Perhaps felt great for a couple of months. Right. Sorry, Lee, was you going to say something now?
Not necessarily.
All right. Okay.
Nothing springs to mind, actually. I wonder how you felt previous, and I'd like to know exactly what your inputs are, what you're specifically consuming, your environment, etc. Yeah.
I mean, the cold hands and feet are normally associated with the thyroid issue, and many people say that firstly going carnivore has helped, including more fish. I think that's from the iodine, but of course the other thing is taking the iodine. The iodine drops for some people. I prefer the potassium iodide, which is a tablet, so you can dose it better. But that would be my first port of call. I would look at just trying the iodine as a supplement, see if it helps you, because that does tend to go with the cold hands and feet. A little bit more information after a year living in Hong Kong, when 33 years ago. I had brain fog too. I have done a test on low hydrochloric acid, which does appear to be low. What do you think of the MMA test? As I'm pretty sure. And then it ran out. Well, the MMA test is the methylmalonic acid test, which tends to be for B12 absorption. Actually, that's the main reason for doing that. I would actually do a full thyroid panel. That would be the thing I would test, whether you're male or female. I would do that. TSH, 3T3, 3T4, T3, T4, reverse T3, and TPO-TG antibodies. And I think that would be the thing. Or just take some iodine, small amount, don't have to take much, potassium iodine, maybe 200 micrograms, and then just see if that makes a difference, because your body will excrete it. If it doesn't need it, it will excrete it. But the B12, yes. But I'm pretty sure my B12 would come up as normal. Yeah, so if your B12 is normal, yeah, definitely do the methylmalonic acid test. But I would do the thyroid test before that, really. I mean, this nuance, that was part of what I did for Coach Peter, actually, talking about the bloods and stuff like that. And I think the bloods are really interesting. And so many people ask about them. I was really pleased with the module I did, because it was quite instructive. And you did one recently, didn't you?
I was just speaking to him yesterday, actually. Yeah, I've just put up a module not too long ago. Mostly, I guess it's addressing a combination of things. My story is a case story, and also, fiber specifically, getting into the nuances. Also, leaky gut. And what is it? There's so many ways we can get leaky gut. I think it's very common that people think about it and worry about it, because my opinion is that most people walking around probably has some level of leaky gut. It does seem, think about whole grains, for example. So many people are consuming whole grains as part of their diet. It's very common if you think about breakfasts and lunches and dinners. It's very easy to sort of let the whole grains be a basis for that meal. I used to base my meals around whole grains. So most people are eating things like sandwiches and cereals every single day, rice, pasta, a lot of these things. If it's not white rice, if it's not sort of, gluten-free, at least they have these plant proteins that can cause lots of issues in so many people. I think around about 60% of white people have a real problem dealing with gluten. About 80% of black people have a real problem dealing with gluten. So, let's just say 70% on average. That's just gluten. That's one plant protein. And even in gluten-free products, you've got wheat germ agglutinin causing all sorts of havoc in the gut. And so, we spoke about all of this and different nuances and different takes on all this kind of stuff, because autoimmunity is a big deal. So many people out there have eczema and psoriasis, IBD, Hashimoto's, they're different problems, and they're wondering, like, what is it? What does it take for me to feel right? What do I have to do? And unfortunately, the information that's out there in the mainstream that's very well available to us is always pushing grains, always pushing sort of plant-based food products. And that's a real issue. So I contributed a module to Pete's Carnivore Coaching certification. And I think it's really important, actually, if you are interested in sort of becoming certified to help people with real modalities that actually work and address root cause, carnivore, ketovore, keto, meat-centric keto diets, etc. I think this is a great thing that Pete's doing, reaching out to all sorts of people with different kind of experience and different expertise to put together a really thorough course so that we can kind of equip people with the knowledge to help others. Unfortunately, we're living in a world where people appeal to both consensus and authority. And so for some reason, it's we almost have to go, okay, well, look, let me get certified, let me get some qualifications behind me, but I'm going to use what I believe in, and that's carnivore and ketovore, etc. So love the stuff he's doing. He's a real cool guy, real chilled. He always, I'm always relaxed anyway, but when I speak to him, I feel like I've just had a massage or something. Do you know what I mean? He's so laid back.
Yeah, he's good. We've got a few other people in the room, so I should actually say hello to Coach Casey. Good morning from Idaho. The wonderful Cami. The only structure my water would have if I leave it outside is pure ice. That's very good.
Yeah, we've got some very diverse weather. I didn't realise since sort of launching my community and talking to people a bit more intimately, and where they're coming from, their weather. It's unbelievable. We've got people sort of minus 15 and plus 40 degrees. It's like
and ice crazy. Storms and everything. Yeah, it's crazy.
Right. Yeah. People moaning about how hot it is and people moaning about how cold it is.
Yes, Cammy's saying, Dan Dare, are you eating enough? I mean, that is always a question. Many people do undereat when they first start carnivore. Craig, ahoy from Cornwall. I think I've done that one. Seem to, Dan Dare, Cammy, I eat loads, always have 4 to 6 200-gram steaks a day.
Nice.
At least. Okay, well, could possibly a bit more. But anyway, right, okay. I really think that. But let's go to the next question. So this is Danielle. My C5C6 lost transmission to my shoulder, having a cervical foreman. Well, it's a foreman. That's what they call it. Optomy surgery on Wednesday. Would you recommend going into it fasted? Yes. Have fasted 72 hours in the past. Yes, absolutely. Any surgery, if you can go into it fasted, would be really helpful because you just get your systemic inflammation down a bit. And yeah, that's good. I was actually talking about the shoulder the other day because we're talking about Michaela and arthritis. Somebody said, oh, well, carnivore can't be that great because, some of the things don't resolve, for instance, arthritis in the shoulder. And I said, well, actually, that's one of the most common things that I see resolve is joint pain. And arthritis in the shoulder isn't a weight-bearing joint. So it's going to be related to diet. It's not going to be related to wear and tear and age and all that because the shoulder doesn't do that. It's what's called a multi-pennant muscle, which means it moves everywhere, which is one of the disadvantages to diagnosis. But yeah, if you're having surgery, good luck with that. Just make sure you eat plenty of good proteins afterwards and healthy fats. And I think going in fasted would be great personally.
Yeah, but tell them no Ensure shake. You have to tell them. If you're really fast, don't let them slip that in your system last minute right before they perform your surgery.
Yeah, that is just sugar, isn't it? I mean, it's incredible, really. Yeah, I think my mum was given that actually.
My surgeon was battling me over it. Like, really? Honestly, it was almost like he was offended. Like his paycheck depended on it. Are you sure you need your energy up for the surgery? Is this in your head, Lee? Everything you're telling me?
Really?
Like, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I had a conversation with him in my van. I was sitting in my van outside in my car park space for where we live. Sort of trying to it was almost like getting into a debate with my surgeon about why I don't want the Ensure shake. It was unbelievable. Yeah. And then they're sort of like, wow, you're healing really rapidly and your wound looks amazing. And they couldn't figure it out. It's like, yeah, I've fasted. I've not eaten anything that the hospital provides me. I've had people bring me in, like my family and friends, bring me in beef and eggs and broth, sardines, etc. Soft foods. I started with really soft foods. And they come around and go, wow, your wound looks amazing. It's like, yeah, no vitamin C, apparently,
Yeah, it always worries me when the GPs really push for something like that. And you try to push back or talk to them and they just don't want to know, do they?
Yeah, they get offended and they think that you're a bit crazy. And but then when you see them, they're like they've got dandruff on their shoulder or something. You're like, yeah, you don't really understand, do you?
It's crazy. It really is crazy. Right, let's go into the next thing here. Celeste is currently eating carnivore ketovore for 2 years on Shoemaker protocol for mold illness and mast cell activation syndrome et al. Doing well, 1 year plus into protocol. Recent lab show ferritin and iron total at 95. Thoughts? Well, firstly, if you don't know what the Shoemaker protocol is, it's something that Judy Cho talks about ever such a lot. Ferritin at 95, that's in a healthy range-ish, but you really need a bit more information, really, to be honest. So when you're talking about iron, you need the total iron binding capacity, unbound iron binding capacity, transferrin saturation. Ferritin is just one part. Serum iron is also good. So, yeah, if you've got that, Celeste, then yeah, well, I have a good thing. But I would also like to ask you if you've got a high sensitivity CRP, that would also help, because that looks in inflammation, and how you're feeling and how you're getting on, and whether you're seeing improvements, because those things are really vitally important, actually, rather than just that one number. But yes, I think if you're doing that, you're possibly working with Judy, and Judy's fantastic. So yeah. Yeah, it's I think if your ferritin is 95, if they're both 95, that's quite interesting. But maybe, yeah, I don't know. Right, let's get into the next bit. Sorry, this is Danielle, part 2. I'm a bit confused there. Part 2 from what was the previous question? It was, oh yes, for the surgery. Yes. I mean, they will say not to fast. By the way, I mean, I would go up to 24 hours, but I wouldn't do after that. So I think just to go back to that, extended fasting, maybe not, because then, yeah, go to about 24 hours. I think they will say 8 to 12 hours, but I would go 24. I would still drink water personally with a little bit of salt in, just to get your electrolytes up. But that's it. But do go with what your surgeon says. If your surgeon wants you to do 8 to 12 hours, because this isn't medical advice, then do that. But make sure you're not having coffee or tea or those sort of things. Make sure you have water with a bit of salt in, maybe like a quarter teaspoon of salt. The extended fasting can cause a little bit of an electrolyte imbalance. That's why. So the second part is, in the past also, do you think DMSO, dimethyl sulfoxide, will help with recovery? I don't have many people using this, so I don't really know from first-hand experience. But yes, it's supposed to be anti-inflammatory. I don't think the doctor would like it, because I don't think it's FDA approved. I don't think it's approved in the UK. I'm not 100% certain. Yeah. But I would actually discuss that, to be honest, with the surgeon. I don't think I have enough people dealing with it to say yes or no, to be honest. Do you have any thoughts, Lee?
I haven't got any personal experience with it, to be honest with you, to give you any meaningful input.
No, that's the thing. I don't think it's a convincing thing for me, to be honest, as like the most beneficial thing in the world to do. So we've got a lot of people here talking about water. It's interesting. Right. Are you familiar with Sole water? Yes. Salt saturated water taken as 1 teaspoon in water each morning. And do you believe it has any benefits or use? Well, yes. Sole water, as they pronounce it. When you drink water, if you drink just clear water, that will not be urinated out as clear water. It will always take electrolytes with it. So if you can have electrolytes in the water that you're sipping, that helps your net balance of electrolytes. If you have too much plain water, you're just going to urinate it out and dilute it. So your intake is not matching your outgoings. So you will definitely be sort of weighing out electrolytes. That's simple. Do you do anything around that sort of thing, Lee?
Not really. What I've learned over the course of my 3.5 years being carnivore is that really it's more important about what we eat and how we eat, and how we consume water around what we eat. So I think, to not cook the fat all the way through, that's helped me, at least. I feel more hydrated, create more metabolic water. Tribes and our ancestors actually didn't drink as much water as what we probably assumed that they drank. And so it's a matter of almost backing off of the water when we eat right. And that will probably almost naturally happen. You'll realize, wow, I'm not really drinking much water at all, So, yeah, I was actually only having a conversation with Lucy about my father, my nan. My nan's heading towards 90 years old. And yeah, she does not drink water. She
Mm-hmm.
does not drink water. So I think this whole idea around hydration coming in by way of water is a bit overrated. You know, when
Yes.
we eat right and we live right, we don't need to be consuming a lot of water at all.
No.
You know?
Only that's where where the 8 glasses of water thing comes from actually is an old army study where they said you need 2.5 liters of water. But in that study, it actually says in the next sentence, but that water can be obtained from food.
Yes, yeah.
And the whole point was for the army, the military, to be able to get into the battlefield without tons of bottles of water. It was a proper study. And when there's lots of money and your country's defence, they don't mess about. So they prove pretty much that, yeah, you do need a lot of hydration, but it will all come from food that you eat. So a ribeye is 70% water. So you're right. So your gran. I should have had your gran on, shouldn't I? Really?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. But, no, she's lovely. She's all there up top as well. She would have been able to compensate in that. But yeah, I mean, there's something to this. I mean, if you think about hydration, we just think water, but it's about electrolytes and minerals. And when we eat right and we just drink enough, not too much, just enough, that's what works best. So
yeah, absolutely. All right. Should we just do the next thing here? Let's do a little check-in on what everyone's saying. Cammy, I eat loads. Oh, we've done that one. Sorry. Right. France. Hello from France. Hello, France. Prunella. I think that's how you pronounce that. Gaza. Hi, all. France as well. I did not know that. Good grief. Should get better. Craig, bonjour. Still got the knowledge. Yeah. Oh, that's a brilliant bit of French. That. Well done. Je m'appelle Stephen. Or Etienne, I think, actually. Right. Just the law. Yeah, and all that. Right. Sparkling Gornon. Anyway, on the basis we are mindful of what products we put on our skin, e.g. soaps and moisturizers and stuff like that. Yes, the fat cow tallow is the only thing that goes on my hair and my skin and all that. 61. Yes, look at that.
Worth it.
What are your thoughts on nail varnish? Well, personally, I don't use it.
Yeah.
Jane doesn't use it.
I trust you. That's why I trust you, Stephen. You don't wear nail varnish.
Yes. I'm not Lane Norton. Yes.
There you go.
I know who you meant. Yes. Yes. I don't think there's any particular healthy nail varnish out there. I can't think of one that actually pushes itself as being sort of completely in tune with your health. So yeah, what do you think?
I think you probably look great without it. Don't worry about it. Men don't care about that stuff. We really don't. Just saying.
Natural. Nothing looks better than natural nails, in my opinion.
I honestly believe, in my heart of hearts, men appreciate natural, regardless. We really do. So don't worry about doing it for men. I'm sure you're not doing it for men. I'm sure you're doing it for yourself. But just don't worry about it. It's not.
Yeah, and I think when women do go all natural, and remove their makeup and all that, everyone loves it. And I'll flip it as well. I'm finding, this is terrible to admit, but I'm going to admit it because it's the truth. I find it really difficult to watch any film or anything on Netflix where the women in main, but sometimes the men, have had so much facial reconstruction. Yeah. They just don't look normal, to be honest.
Couldn't agree more.
And I find it almost painful to watch. And I really genuinely do not mean that in a nasty way. It's just.
Yeah. Me too. I think like that's how I feel. It's almost like, again, I could reach out to them. They're not going to care less what I think. They're still going to go ahead with what they think is best and what they want to do. But just natural is the way to go. I don't care whether you're grey, whether you have small boobs. Who cares? Embrace what it is to be you. Natural is the way to be, and it's healthier. And why worry about all that stuff? Don't worry about yourself with all that stuff. It's just unnecessary stress.
Yeah, I mean, I think as men, women might be tutting because I think there is more pressure on women, and partly what's going to happen in my Common Sense Carnivore group is we're going to have some hosted, just all women chats, which is going to be great. But I mean, I felt the pressure when I first started doing lives, and I started to get a little bit of grey here. So I used to get a mascara brush and just make it look a bit darker, and then I realised that was stupid. So now I've got the grey here. Many people don't understand the joke when I say, "Oh, I've started to dye my hair grey at the front." It's just a joke, and but I do think there's more pressure for women. But if you eat this way, you will start to glow naturally. And like I say, Jane uses all the fat cow tallow stuff, and she just keeps looking younger and younger. It's awesome, actually. I'm quite impressed with her. So we've got Peter's Carnivore Coaching with their $27.99 Canadian dollars. Thank you very much, sir. That's greatly appreciated.
For sure.
I don't know whose channel that goes to. I think it's mine. I think so. I'm having it.
Yeah.
Let's go to the next thing. Oh, come on. What's this, Craig? Bonnet de douche Rodney. Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. Monge 2. That's very good.
Brilliant.
Right. Thanks for your work in the certification community. That's what Peter was giving us the thing for.
This is what we were talking about. Yeah. Super important. We will leave a link actually in the description below, because I think that, the more people we can get on board with this, I think the better. I think we all want the best for human beings in the carnivore space. We're pro-human. And so, I think that it's a great, force to be a good force in the world to qualify yourself to be able to actually help people in a way, that we believe in. Because a lot of these people that get into being nutritionists, dietitians, they have to kind of wade through all the nonsense, and then they just start to kind of push the grains and the carbohydrates and the fiber, etc. And we know better. This doesn't work. And so, if you want to arm yourself and actually make a real impact on people's lives, absolutely get yourself on Carnivore, Pete's Carnivore Coaching. We'll leave the link below, so you can check it out.
Yeah, I've got it in the link. This is one thing I was going to say. People ask about the group that I'm running, the Common Sense Carnivore group. I'm just going to share it so people know what I'm talking about. And Lee, you can talk about your group as well, actually. So actually yours is here, the Kent Carnivore. You see, the Kent Carnivore. I'm doing yours first. You can join his community, and you have lives on a Saturday night, don't you, with your group?
Yeah, we do it 7 p.m. GMT currently at the moment. Trying to be very consistent with that. We're coming from all different positions around the globe, so we can't kind of entertain everybody's best window of time that they're available, But the whole idea about this is that we're open, and you don't need to be strict carnivore. It's all about a common sense, ancestral approach to food and lifestyle, and we're happy to kind of work with you based around your personal needs. We don't need to be dogmatic. There's no you don't have to be wedded to any kind of dogma as such, So we're very much about kind of connecting and supporting, getting guidance, and just sharing tips and tricks. Super beneficial, and I'm really impressed with the quality of the conversation in there at the moment.
Yeah, you've got some very knowledgeable people in there, and I love going in there actually and just seeing what's going on. And my group is just Common Sense Carnivore. There you go, same sort of thing. You can join discussions. So you'll see here, there's people asking different questions, Carnivore for Dogs, even 30 people have answered that. What is your why? The why that makes you cry, 43. And, we've got a classroom there, so you can do lots of things. You can look at all the playbacks from all the live question and answers. My Substack, by the way, I put there as well. Somebody saying how good my Substack is. So there's a premium edition Substack, which is just all sort of sciencey articles, and there's a low carb course, a carnivore course, decoding bloods there as well, thyroid, dairy, fruit and veg, the truth. There's just so much you can do. The archive is deliberately on there to show that I'm consistent. So there's videos from 6 years ago, and I'm still saying the same old things, but I put it on there so people can see I'm not a faddy sort of person. And Jane's doing free Pilates sessions, so you can do those on demand. There is about 10, 15, 45-minute versions. And if you want to join, then the link is now just in the chat. So if you're interested in that, that'd be great. See you over there. There's free levels, premium levels, VIP levels. Let's get to the next thing. What is exciting? Let's have a look. How exciting eating more? I love a good ribeye. Yeah. I was a ribeye fan, but I'm now a bit more sirloin. Isn't it funny how your taste change? Yeah.
Too, mate. Yeah, for sure. Never appreciated gristle so much. I love the gristle so much. Love chewing on that. You know, it's like when you cook it right, it's like a chewy, tasty glue. You know, love that.
Yes, it really is. Let's have a look at the next one. Oh, thank you, Craig. Oh, here we go. Craig is saying, please, I always forget to do this. Can you please press the like button? Makes a huge difference. It really does. Jonathan and I did a live, and his lot are really good at promoting doing the likes. And I think we had like 2,000 views and 500 likes, which was good.
Oh, wow, yeah, that's decent.
Yeah, it's very good. So, yeah, please press the like button. Craig there. Also, if you haven't discovered it, yes, my Substack is a treasure trove of content on health and diet-related issues, daily bite-sized bulletins which help build an understanding. Thank you very much. The check is in the post. That's very good. Leanne, hi from dark and dank Essex. Your neck of the woods-ish, isn't it, Lee?
Close-ish, yeah. It's pretty dark and dank. Yeah, I agree.
What part? I wonder if it's Chelmsford or where else have we got in Essex? Oh, there's loads, isn't there? Romford, which is where I worked for a little while. I worked in a record shop. Anyway, I look at my TIBC. I feel good, feeling better than 1 year ago. Thank you for answering. That's from Celeste from a question earlier. If you're feeling good, you're probably doing the right things. And if you're getting better, you're probably doing the right things. I wouldn't mess about with anything until things stop working. So then you know what's happening. So if you're eating this way and the numbers are going the right way and that makes you happy, that's great. But if you're feeling better, energy is better, sleep is better, skin's better, toilet issues are better, then, you know, you're doing something right, aren't you?
For sure.
Yeah. Finver official.
Do you mind if I just be excused for 45 seconds, roughly? Bear with me.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Okay. Should we set the timer? Bonjour, Craig. Cover is there anywhere? Right. Well, everyone's showing off their French, their actual French, in the chat there. He needs 45 seconds. Wow. That's quick, isn't it? Probably number one. So there's a few things in the chat I don't really want to show at the moment. Not interested in sharing too much, but yes, people talking about fake boobs and removing them and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, let's have a look here. So Dan Dare, I'm loving the fat at the moment. Started on sirloin and turned to ribeye. Mind you, a good Barnsley chop is amazing. Yes. Isn't it weird that when we start, we think, well, this is the food for life. I'm definitely going to do this. And then as you go through the carnivore journey, you dip in and out of what you like. For instance, I mentioned the chicken earlier. I wasn't a really big fan of chicken, and I went totally off it. And yet tonight we had this herby chicken, which was really plump and beautiful, and from a very good butcher's as well, free range, sort of more of a heritage one. So it's lived a bit longer than you get in the supermarket, which you can tell from the bones, because the bones tend to be white when they've lived longer, because they've developed properly. And then, I would say ribeyes were my favourite. Now they're not so much. So I think that's one thing we should be mindful of, that we're not set for life on this journey and think, well, it's always going to be ribeyes, it's always going to be one particular thing. Do you feel better now?
Yeah, I was late. I'm late. I'm sorry. If you timed me, I'll let you down. I'm sorry.
Well, I was waffling away there talking about my taste changing. Chicken has dipped in and out, and sirloin and ribeye. Is there anything that you really loved when you started carnivore and then now, no, not so much?
Mango and rocket salad.
And ginger. Yes.
Do you know what? I tell you what, it's not necessarily something specific that I could tell you that I used to like and that I no longer like. It's my way that I look at it. So I used to go to a bakery quite a bit, and when I used to clean windows, often I would have like a little stop off for my lunch in the bakery. And I'll be grabbing sort of either a sandwich or a pastry or something like that. This is what I deem to be kind of, you know, off track, off of my what I believe the healthy diet to be. But when I look at that stuff now, I'm like, what is that? You know, like it's weird. Like how that doesn't look natural. I think when you get used to consuming things that aren't natural, they're just man-made inventions, and even the way they look, they're clearly so processed and manufactured. You think like, what is that? That now I can't help but look at things and just think, what is that? There's no way I can think about biting into it, chewing it and swallowing it, you know? So it's just that my outlook's changed based on certain foods. It's not like I've kind of tried all these different things that I used to consume on carnivore. It's only been really a punnet of blackberries, if that, accidental seed oils and overconsumption of milk. But if I look at a bakery now, I'm just like, that's no way to go. You know, sugar, seed oils, probably margarine in some cases, lots of gluten, lots of wheat germ agglutinin, and yeah, I can't get my head around what I was thinking, basically. So yeah, I'm trying to think if I miss anything. I mean, I genuinely did used to enjoy fruit, but I don't know if I could go back to fruit. You think about fructose, deuterium, the fiber for me with a bag is just, yeah, the fiber is just a nightmare. It caused me so many problems. I just, I'd rather hold the veg and that and just eat fatty red meat. So
yeah, and I think people don't believe that we used to like those things when we say we can walk past Krispy Kreme and not worry, or McDonald's or whatever it is. You know, I used to eat you know, porridge oats, skim milk, banana, honey, sweetened yogurts, low fat, all that sort of stuff. And I don't miss any of that at all. None at all. Which is interesting because we come to another question here from Gaza. Carnivore since 2 years almost. I developed more and more taste for dry meat. I think I cook less 5 times last month. Is there a reason for that? Well, your taste change. Go on. Sorry, Lee. Go on.
Honestly, I was going to say I have no idea.
Right.
I don't know. Dry meat. It's interesting. I used to like everything dried and crispy and burnt, where these days I'm the opposite. You know, there was a period of time going carnivore, I think, that you miss almost certain textures, crispy, crunchy, and that kind of stuff. But I think these days, the way I cook my meat, if I overcook my meat and it's dry, I'm like, oh, I've ruined it. It just doesn't taste right. I love that, the juiciness. I love the fact that I've kind of not overcooked it. The fat's still kind of a bit raw and the steak is juicy. It seems to hit the spot for me. So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm confused as to whether when he says dry meat, as in whether he means less cooked, less. I don't really understand, but yes. I think I mean, I tell you what does happen. Your digestion improves. So most people go from overcooking to what other people call undercooked, because you just need to flash fry stuff, or you know, you don't need to really cook it all the way through. Mine's quite sort of rare when I have my steak, which I definitely wouldn't have wanted when I started 6 years ago. But I do think you're able to process it more. You're more fat adapted, so everything just you're able to glean more from the food that you're inputting. But I think your taste buds change, your olfactory nerves change, so you smell it more. You're just more aware of everything, so your palate adapts and all that. So yeah, I think that's it. Chuck is another great cut. Good, thank you, Craig. Sure. Celeste is saying yes. Same here. I used to love ribeyes and now love top sirloin with cap. Recently, all I want is lamb. Yeah. Oh, yes. Lamb is amazing. Yesterday, we had a calamity with the lamb because we bought 2 lamb joints and we cooked one to eat there and then. Not there and then, obviously, after it's been cooked. And then the other one was in there and we were going to have it as like cold lamb the next day, but we cooked it because the other, you know, energy efficient and all that.
I'm getting hungry.
Yeah, no, sorry. And then we sat and had the lamb and we thought, oh, we'll leave the other one in a bit just to crisp the fat up. And then we forgot about it. about an hour. So it really dried out. And it was almost to the point where you think, oh, we just have to throw this out. But once we cut into it, oh boy, it was so good. So from adversity, you can get some.
Do you know, it's weird when it's like that. If say you've overcooked things just for your preference, I would prefer to eat that thing cold. Something about it being cold or room temperature, it just makes it so much better.
Yes. I mean, I put like a blob of tallow on and a bit of salt on the cold lamb. It is amazing. It is amazing. Yeah. So here's some feedback about DMSO. I had a lot of skin problems from it. Yeah. So that's the sort of feedback I would need to hear to be able to say whether it's good or bad. But not many people I know use it. And I've been doing this 16 years, of which, 5 of that was high carb advocate. I'm sorry, I got it all wrong. And then the scales fell from my eyes, and I don't have many people use it. So, although that should sort of tell you something, really. Right, let's just do this ribeye and lamb chops.
Oh yeah,
yes,
good.
Yeah. So we're going to close down now and go and eat. No, but it's. I do find that actually. Let's have a look at the next. There's a super chat here. Thank you for the live chat and answering our questions. Love the Common Sense Carnivore group. Thank you, Celeste. That's really good. That's really nice of you to say. It's been a labour of love over the last, since it started in January, and it's very satisfying. Do you find that your lives on Saturday are really quite surprising at how so knowledgeable everybody is now?
Yeah. We have members that have very, very unique knowledge based on their expertise, based on their background, So it's awesome, because I feel like sometimes I learn from them as well. We're all helping each other out, and that's what it's all about. It's not about ego. It's not about like, oh, I know the most. Who cares? So we're all just trying stuff and seeing what happens. We're so unique, and given the context of our modern lives that we're living, that's the thing. There's so much nuance to consider that it would be foolish to kind of ignore that and think like, oh, I tried carnivore and it didn't work for me. It's like, well, what type of carnivore did you try? Maybe it was the dairy, maybe eating too much of the wrong stuff, if you like. But no, it's very, very interesting. I've got some very, very interesting people in the community, and it's awesome. It's a great journey, because you feel like we're all on different wavelengths. We're eating a proper human diet, but they're all different. That's the thing. Like people share recipes and pictures in their meals, and it's like, wow, what is that? It's like I'm intrigued. It makes me want to try different things. So yeah, it's good.
Yeah, I mean, I love the questions. I mean, Celeste is saying about answering the questions. I love them because some of them are so good. I don't know if this was in a live stream or in the group, but I can give you one question, which I have now written a Substack about. And they simply said, if the Randall cycle is a problem, then does that mean skim milk is better than full fat milk? Which is a great way of looking at it. Yeah. But it's about, I mean, the answer is the availability of substrate is the issue here. So if it's not a problem, but I just love these questions. And the great thing is someone will have an answer to a member's question before I've even had a chance to answer. So you might go in and see like 15, 20 people have put their 2 pence in. And I think that's one of the great things about it, which I'm really enjoying. So yeah, thank you for that. That was nice. Dan Dare again. Unfortunately, I can't get over the idea of well cooked. I've tried, but can't go rare at the moment. Maybe it will come eventually. Yeah, I mean, that's it, what you just said, Lee, isn't it? Each to their own. If you like it cooked, you're still ahead of 90% of the population, at least.
Yes, I wouldn't go into this thinking, oh, should I be raw primal and all this kind of stuff. Don't worry about it. Just take your time. Eat meat, eat fat, eat eggs and oily fish, etc. Figure out what it is that works best for you. But I would argue all day long that well-cooked fish and fatty red meat is vastly superior to the vegetables and the fruit and the grains. I mean, you've eradicated so many toxins and culprits in those foods: indigestible fiber, indigestible plant proteins, the toxins, etc. Don't worry about it, especially if you're starting this out. I like for people to focus on what they enjoy, animal nutrition wise. Utilize that. eat what you enjoy, and just allow the process to take its course, because often there's an evolution here. We often start by cooking our meat well done.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't even used to eating so much red meat, and I used to gag on consuming connective tissue and fat. I mean, most people probably think about me and think, oh wow, he stays on track and it's so easy for him. Honestly, if you realized my start position, you'd be quite amazed to understand how I even got to where I am today. So, don't worry about it. It's not a rush. It's not a race. It's about just healing slowly but surely, and moving over to the right protocols. So don't worry, and don't stress yourself about being perfect right off the bat. We don't need to be perfect. These things kind of take care of themselves. Just listening to the body, listening to the signals and the signs. And mostly, I think most carnivores, we seem to back off of the cooking process just over time. And you don't ever need to technically eat rare. You could eat medium rare and absolutely thrive. So just eat what you enjoy, and make the most of that.
I think when you said about, did you say you barbecued the sirloin you had that was the best? Yeah.
Yeah, I kept moving constantly moving it, constantly. I didn't want to burn it. It was just even, and I was kind of just constantly, I was there with it. It's just kind of, I want to try and make the perfect steak. Once I had plated this up, I was like, oh my goodness, this is unbelievably good.
Yeah, brilliant. Yes, that's great. So I want to thank people for tuning in earlier. It's nice to get nearly 100 people live. The weird thing is, we get so many people watch the playback as well, so that's fantastic. So I think this move to earlier has really worked out. I am going to do 7 o'clock tonight, just to talk to the people on YouTube that tune in at 7 to say, I've got to move it a bit earlier. Sorry about that. But anyway, let's get back into the super sticker. Thank you from Nancy. Oh, Nancy, that's great. Your support is really appreciated. Thank you so much. In fact, it helps the channel so much to do that activity. Like the likes and sharing and comments is really good. But the super chats just help us really. But for me, it's it's just a lovely sign of support, isn't it? Do you do super chats on your channel, Lee?
I do, but I don't do a lot of lives. I should probably commit to doing that a bit more. I've thought about it often, but it's just a time thing, I guess. But I should probably stop overthinking it and just commit. Think like, well, I've got an hour. Let's just jump on and go live. Try and help some people and answer questions, etc.
Well, you're a very nice guy. You come across as really genuine, so I think you should do that. And if you want to talk to me about something, I'll jump on with you, and we could say, look at this video from Michaela Peterson. Let's have a chat about this or whatever.
I'll play you can sing all about it.
WD25A. WD40, by the way, just means wet dry, and it was a 40th formulation, just in case you wanted to know. But anyway, evening all. Lamb breast is my favourite. Lamb ribs I prefer after they've gone cold. Isn't it funny? That is really true. Some food is actually better cold. Quick question from Tupper88, Clive46. Are commercial dripping and lard okay in the UK? Yeah, I think so.
Mostly. Just check the ingredients. Just always check the ingredients. I've gotten into the habit of that since going carnivore, and I've been amazed, actually. I never knew to the extent in which certain innocuous looking animal products contain so many unnecessary toxic ingredients. So I just think always double check the ingredients. I bought some, I was in a butchery the other day and I kicked myself. I couldn't believe I did it. I felt like an idiot. I came out and I've just got some smoked duck breast for Lucy and Sky, right? And I looked at the ingredients. I thought, I don't even know if I want to feed them that. I bought the product and it was reasonable-ish. I was kind of like, I checked the price and thought, yeah, okay, go on, add it to the list, and I purchased it. Come away and thought, oh, I'm such an idiot. Why did I assume that would be a clean product? It wasn't. There was a bunch of things I don't even know what they are. Certain E numbers and things. I had to look into it and thought, you can have this if you like. look into it perhaps and decide whether you want to actually consume this.
Yeah, I haven't got any lard or dripping with me, but we do use commercial dripping. It's in a jar, and I don't think there's more than one ingredient. It might be a bit of salt in there, I don't know. But yes, it's generally okay. And as you say, Lee, just check the ingredients, and you'll be laughing. Just make sure that you do. So don't forget to do it. Right. Okay. So lot of food talk. Dan there says, I reckon cavemen burnt a good bit of their food. Lol.
Probably.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, if they're cooking over fire, it's pretty difficult not to. It's pretty difficult not to.
Ruminants optimal, but I do better with more pork than ruminants alone. A surprise to me. Well, again, you know, free range acorn fed pork is amazing, and you know it is really good.
Yeah.
Someone there saying the herb, so that's Karen Craig, yeah. The herb fed chicken is the best. Yeah, and I tried that today, and I was really surprised. Nice. Yes. So yes, right. I just want to say, so we've got 5 minutes left. I want to thank you, Lee, for coming on. Really appreciate it. In the description to this video, there is a link to the coaching program website if you want to do that, but also there's a link to the Common Sense Carnivore group that I run. And Lee, if you're putting this out on your channel, you'll have your links as well. I'm going live at 6 o'clock in my group. So I'll be going there. If you want to come and join me, you can join right now. The link is there, and you'll be able to get straight onto the live. All you do is you get in and you go to the calendar, click on the link to the live at 6, and you're there. And it's just the community members. It's just our small group of wonderful people. So that will be great if you want to come over there and just try it out and ask more questions, because we've run out of time for questions here. It's great though, isn't it? YouTube. I do think you should do more lives, Lee. I really do. I think that people love them.
I don't know why I've never really gone live, actually. I think it's always been, you know, you've gone live and I've joined you, or other people in our space have gone live and I've joined them. Used to do the GB live and I'd jump on the wagon with that. But for some reason, I've never gone live myself. So perhaps something I should do, push the boat out and see what happens with that.
Yeah, I think you know, people like Sean Baker do sort of reasonably live, because they talk about, you know, a video that's maybe been out for 5 hours or something like that, and you think, well, they probably just jumped on at the earliest convenience. And I think that's what I'm going to do more of. If I read something and I think that's pretty interesting, or I see a video like I say with Michaela there, I think it's just good to jump on and give your 2 penneth, because that's when people want to know as soon as it's out. Oh, I heard this about Michaela Pearson. Is there a different way to look at it? And yeah, Lee, live with Tickling the Ivories.
Do you know, that's funny. There's a couple of times I've been very tempted to go live in my community and just play the piano, and then, you know, something happens and I'm like, oh, maybe it's not the best time. But and I also think like, oh, it's nothing to do with carnivore, so perhaps I should write a song and start singing. You know, but yeah, something I'm sure to explore in the future.
Yeah. Is there any carnivore related songs that you can think of off the top of your head? I can't think of any at the moment.
Not really. No. Really. I'll have to come up with one or something. But yeah.
Right. Well, I'm going to say thank you, and like I say, to the YouTubers. I can't check the time, but I'm going to be over in my place at 6 p.m. So in a minute and a half over in my group. So thank you for watching on YouTube. Do make sure that you like and subscribe and comment, and check out Lee as well. And everything, just do everything to support us. That'd be really great. Thank you so much. Cheers, Lee.
No worries, man. Good to see you.